this is so exciting. And we also have an audience here who are writers. There's a lot of writers here. So we would love, of course, some thoughts from you, some advice on how to be a great writer, how to create a bestseller. This is your specialty, right? What can you share from your treasure chest of experience?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to share anything that you haven't already shared with them, Vivian, but
um,
maybe hearing it
Maybe.
from a different
Mm,
voice in a different way.
yeah.
Uh, in terms of writing, there are a number of things which, as you know, we've shared in this program that you're a part of. The, in terms of writing itself, well, there's three parts to it. There is there is the writing and preparing yourself to write. There's the publishing, and then there's getting people to read the book or read your writing, right? And and we talk about all three, obviously. But the first thing is that what we've learned is that if you're serious about writing, then you create a space where you write. You create a time when you write, and you structure your life so that you show up just as if you were going to a job. You show up for that in that space at that time to do your writing. Now, different people have different ways of doing this. Some people, it means that every weekend, they're going to spend 2 hours from 9 to 11 writing, or some people every day they're going to spend an hour writing, or some people, our friend Marcy Shimoff, who you I think know, Vivian, who's #1 New York Times bestselling author and wrote Happy for No Reason, Love for No Reason, was the woman's face of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. The way she works best is she sets aside 2 months and
Oh.
then she just goes full time into writing her book. So instead of writing a little bit every day, she just says, okay, I'm blocking out this time, and that's when I'm going to do my writing. And she writes best with a partner. This is the other thing, is recognize how you write best. She writes best with a partner who she can brainstorm with, who she can talk things through with, um, who even will do some of the initial writing, and then she can go through and edit it and come back to it. She'll do some writing. But so you want to understand your own rhythm and your own pace. But the most important thing is whatever time you set aside for writing, #1, it should be in a space that this is your writing place. This is your mind recognizes that when you sit down in this place, it's time to write. So because like everything else in life, Vivian, writing is a habit. You create the habit of producing it. And we have a dear friend, Stephen Mitchell, who if anyone has heard of Byron Katie, Stephen is
Yes.
Byron
Mm.
Katie's husband, and has written something like 18 award-winning or best-selling books, mainly in the spiritual realm. He's translated or done commentaries on most of the great spiritual literature in the world. And Stephen said, I happened to be uh, around when Stephen was working on one of his books, and he was actually he and Katie weren't married yet, and he set aside a little space in the living room area. He put a desk up there, and he put a chair up there where he could sit near where, and the ocean view was outside. And at 9 o'clock every morning, he would show up and he would sit down in the chair, and he said, I just show up. And then if inspiration comes, then I write. If nothing comes, I just sit. But the thing I do over and over again is I show up. Okay? So I think that's #1, is you just show up. You just make the point of creating a habit, a structure for yourself within which you can write.